Hello, my name is Antonio McKrimmon, and I am so excited. I just drove to Ironton and picked up my Antigua Winds Powerbell Alto Saxophone to try out and evaluate. So right now it is still in its complete boxing. I am going to go ahead and get the box open and then come back and start the actual evaluation. Okay, so I've gotten the saxophone out of its shipping box and I'm ready to finally open up the case and see what the saxophone looks like, which actually I already know what it looks like because I took the wrapper off of it. But it comes in a hard carrying case, which I love, especially for people that have to travel. I do not trust airlines with soft cases at all, so I love that it comes in a hard carrying case. And bonus points, it comes with a carrying handle on the end. To open the case, the locks are very easy to operate. You even have keyholes here. What all you gotta do is press in and lift out, and the case will open. So I've gone with the beautiful black nickel body and gold plated keys, and I must say I am loving the look. This is my first saxophone ever with this finish. So in the case you get some letters to label your case, I would imagine with your name. I haven't bought a sax in a while, but this is the first time I've seen one come with this. And in that case, in that bag is also your keys for the locks. You get a polishing wipe, the ever so important neck strap, Antigua branded. I am not quite sure what this piece is, so I'm going to have to do some experimenting and fishing and find out what exactly this piece is. An Antigua branded mouthpiece. I will say, for time's sake and familiarity's sake, I'm going to use my own mouthpiece and reed for my playing test, just because I know I'm familiar with it and can get my best sound out of it. I have in here another polishing wipe, and of course some cork grease. And so I'm going to take some time to pause the camera, get all this stuff back in the case, set up my own mouthpiece and reed, and then come back and do my playing evaluation. So I am really, on initial playing of this horn, I am really loving pretty much everything about it. Starting with the feel in the hands. The feel in the hands is really great. It's a little bit heavier than the alto I'm used to, but that's not really a bad thing. I actually kind of like it. All the side keys are just right where I'm used to. There have been some horns I felt where the side keys are weird, or sometimes the angle of the pearls is weird, and with this one that is not the case. Everything is right where I'm used to it being, and it just makes the transition super easy. The sound of this horn is just absolutely beautiful. I almost can't stop playing it, which will get me into trouble here in a few minutes when I have an event to go to. But it sounds beautiful. It projects really easy. I'm not having to work hard really at all, and I'm projecting across the band room, which is a fairly large room. There's no resistance to the horn. I mean, I can do really almost whatever I want with ease. It's fairly easy to get up to that higher register. Sometimes there's user error in that. The low register is great. I find it real easy to subtone on this instrument, which I'm a big fan of. There's that nice velvety texture in the low register. So it's really easy to get down there, and I'm loving that. Really, there's not much to dislike about this horn. Yeah, like I said, I mean, the transition is super smooth. I love the sound of it. I can't really wait to start playing it more often, just to see what it really has to offer. But on initial playing of the Powerbell, I think it's a great horn that people should look into.